This was the week of detachment and delusion. And I know people in the spiritual community say, you gotta get Delulu when it comes to your manifestations. But to feel it for the first time, it doesn't feel like delusion. It feels like peace. It feels like reality. And I'm going to share a specific example with you in just a minute. But this week could have been considered a turbulent week. There's a lot going on astrologically. Being an energetic sensitive who is in a new work environment, there's a lot of changes that are going on. Though it is something that I find to be a blessing because it's stimulating for me in a way that is productive, it is positive, and it's also pushing for my growth. And that's something that feeds my soul. So this week, when I was doing my affirmations, I was more so honing into the fact that coming from a place of joy is where I want my essence to be. And this practice helps me to stay grounded amongst the chaos because life is always going to be lifing, something that I love to say. And when you are doing this practice and this work, all you have control of is yourself. And the one thing I love about this affirmation work is the level of detachment that it's providing me. I've never been able to detach, and I've been trying for years. And this week, something clicked. I believe it is due to the combination of practices that I have done, the hours upon hours of energy healing I did prior to this work, and my desire to stay open so that my will isn't clouding my affirmations. And this week, one of the affirmations didn't hit for me. And instead of trying to force something, I just let it be. I said, thank you for this beautiful practice. And thank you for the knowledge and the know how of how to feel this when the time is right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just feeling gratitude is a beautiful practice if you aren't feeling the affirmations, I guess, because I find your words are so powerful. And the beautiful thing about this practice is I'm finding my words are matching my thought. There's no longer that disconnect. They are in tuned. And if they aren't, I'm finding myself leaning into my affirmations to bring them back into peace. I'm finding affirmations just coming into my process. I'm finding that my intuition is more on point. I know what to heal. I know what nervous system practice to do. I also love that I'm starting to see a bird's eye view of why certain things didn't work, how they are working for me, and why staying the course is going to support me in a number of different ways, in ways that I can see and ways that I cannot see. Right now, what I'm doing is digging my ditches. I'm digging them and I'm detaching. Because the one thing Florence Scovel talks about is if you have unrelenting, fearless faith, you can say the affirmations once, go about your day, and they will come about. And I know for myself, that's what my goal will is. I love that. And I love that in doing this practice, I'm finding greater joy in the everyday because that's where the magic happens. Not just with gratitude, but being able to see the divinity in myself and in the world around me, which I feel is very important because most of us have not been taught how to view life through this lens. So it's interesting to see my perspective shift into a positive one, but it's a peaceful and grounded one. Because the last time I did this work, I could feel my nervous system get excited, but it was waiting for the other shoe to drop. I just am. I am that I am. And I love that because being in tune with the Christ consciousness, my faith is strengthening. And I love that I have this deep trust in understanding what will support me. And this is where the Delulu comes in, because I find joy in the mundane. And finding joy in the mundane, that's where the magic happens. Because if you are open to the magic within the little bits and pieces of life that you would normally blow past, that's where your manifestations usually have some type of, I want to say a trigger, but it's like a button. So if you aren't aware and you aren't aware to your good, you can't see the pathway that you need to take to get to the manifestations that you want. So in staying positive, and it's not, I don't even have to try that detachment. I'm learning this week, there are certain situations where I detached, and I'm learning to trust. And I've never been able to detach, and that feeling of peace, knowing that I have practices that will support me. I still do energy healing. That is a crucial part of my success with these affirmations, because stuff will come up. There's a lot of big shifts that are happening, and I'm going to talk more about that next week, because I think it's going to be perfect with how um, there's a lot of things that are going on astrologically. I am doing a heavy metal detox and just kind of sharing that experience. But this week, I just wanted to talk about the detachment and the delusion. And the delusion, this is where I knew I'd really hit the jackpot, is I had been doing certain affirmations that were just kind of testing the water, expanding my nervous system to hold more money. And I know a lot of people do the manifestations for money, but for me, I wanted to play with that, a little timid, and I believe there's more practice for me to have more faith, and I see it, I know it. But what really made me feel at peace was the fact that I ride the bus, and I was talking to a girl that we will see each other at the bus stop, and she was talking about having more of a positive perspective. We were saying whimsical, just being open to the positivity of life. And I told her, I was like, I totally feel that that's been going on this week for me, because an example of this is we ride the bus, and how I feel is I feel like a millionaire. I feel like I'm getting chauffeured, I'm getting picked up, I'm getting chauffeured around. I get to work on myself, I get to work on my business, and I get to take in the scenery. I kid you not, I got to see the most beautiful scenery of cumulus clouds. To me, that's one of my favorite things in the world, are beautiful cumulus clouds, and you really don't get to see them. It was after a rain. There was no chemtrails. There was nothing in the sky, just these beautiful, fluffy clouds. I'm going to post a little photo right here just so you can see, because it's magical and I want to share it with you. And I shared this with her, and I'm learning to be able to share my good when I feel called to do so, and because I believe in it. I used to be very scared that if I shared other people's energy would deter my manifestations. And there are some times where I think being quiet does help. And there's also times I'm learning speaking your manifestations actually helps ground them, because you believe in them. And it doesn't matter what other people say, because it's your truth. And for me, saying that out loud really helped me see the beauty of what I'm experiencing, because I I get 40 minutes of walking in a day. I get time to just decompress before getting into work. I love my bus drivers. I have beautiful conversations, and I get to go to work that I love. I feel like a millionaire, and I feel so blessed, and I feel so humbled in a way. It's this peaceful, humble thank you that just hums in the background. And I'm energetically releasing some energy from someone right now. I'm dropping it out of my field because I do feel that certain people, when they speak things, it can interface with your energy, especially the more you interact with them. So I'm learning how to detach from those people because I don't, and I'm learning how to see the divinity in them, how they are a part of my blessing, how their stuff is, theirs, it's not mine. And that's also a part of my detachment. I'm learning how to do that because I'm very energetically sensitive and I've always taken on people's stuff. So I'm learning a brand new way of being, not just being in this positive state, being in a state of joy, but being okay, being in joy around people who don't find joy joyous. I don't know. What I mean is, people are going to have their own perspectives. And I don't think these people do not want joy. I just think we all experience it differently. And how do I hold my peace? How do I keep my joy intact, regardless of it being different from someone else's? And I know for myself, what I've really been leaning into is when something comes up that triggers me, I sit there and I'm getting better at finding the affirmations to support me through it, which I love. The fact that this practice is becoming so second nature is amazing. And I love that at night I'll take time to, cleanse my energy, do my work, see how I can do better. And I just keep asking myself, how can I be a bigger demonstration of my divine good? Because my divine good is the universe in action. It's God in action. And I want to be a positive influence. I don't want to be a negative one. And I'm realizing how much my negative self-talk used to deter people. And I love that I'm under the law of grace and forgiveness. And I love that this practice is allowing me to embrace more grace. It's allowing me to embrace more peace. And it's also allowing me to forgive myself with greater ease because I know I'm supported by this practice. I know that I'm supported by the Christ consciousness within. And I love that my intuition is making it easier to release these old feelings, these old emotions that do not serve. And so this detachment isn't just about not taking on stuff, but it's about releasing the stuff that does not serve. It's about not obsessing about the future. So it's this dynamic dance of, I wouldn't say avoidance, because avoidance is not dealing. I'll deal with the emotions and then I'll say, hey, what action do I need to take to move through this? And my intuition will tell me, bada bing, bada boom, I do it. So it's not avoiding, it's moving through it, but I'm moving through it with such ease and peace that I get to see miracles every day because of it. And even though they're little ones, those little ones are big to me because I know the practice I'm doing, I know the words I'm saying, and I get to see point blank how they are working in real time. There's no wait. It's pretty instantaneous. So I as I say that, I understand the importance of utilizing my words with integrity, choosing words that support the divine plan, God's plan to support me in reaching my goals, and also learning to detach because sometimes my goals aren't in alignment with my divine plan. So per, I don't know if the word is preparing, but being open with asking for what I want and saying it in a way where it honors God's plan. Because Florence Scovision is so good. She's so good. And this week you'll see how it's under divine plan. If it's not, learning how to detach and being grateful that it's dissipated and it's no longer a thing. Like it's just so interesting to me. And this week was all about letting go of control because leading up to it, they've been very definitive affirmations, and this has been more of a, you get to choose, you get to play, but also you're seeing in real time that you're asking for it, but you're also having to release it simultaneously with the affirmations that were used in this week's video. So it was very powerful, but not only learning to let go, but also welcoming in that faith, that peace, and that joy, that love, just that it's a feeling. And I understand the delusional. I hate the word delusional because it's not. It's a state of being that has been deemed delusional due to the society we live in. I feel that we are told that we need to suffer, that we need to be miserable, and all this stuff. And under I understand it. I've been in it, but having come out of it, I also see that it isn't necessary and it is a bit of a choice. And so that's why I love this work, especially as we enter in officially the new year 2026. I'm going to talk about that more in my next video. It's going to be good, but there's just been so much wrapping up. And this week is no different. This coming week, there's a lot of ceremony and cord cutting and just releasing the old to make way for the new. And this practice allows me to be present to my good. And it also allows me to take ownership of what hasn't served me, what I need to let go of, what do I need to entrust to God, and what do I need to delegate out so I don't carry that burden anymore. So it was a beautiful week of deep realization, of just simplicity in the practice, and just seeing my divine good reflected out throughout the world. And it was a beautiful thing. And I'm so excited. I feel so blessed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Having a moment here. I'm so grateful. So if you would like to join me on this journey, you can check out the Mindset Magic playlist. It has all of my videos. I also have linked all four of Florence Scovel Shinn's books. If you prefer to just go to the books, do it on your own, cool. I found that these affirmations are amazing, and I created them not only for myself, but also to show people what I did each week, what I experienced, and what I did to work through it. Because affirmations are great, but if your nervous system is wrecked, you may come up against some stuff that can be pretty intense and can either deter you from continuing or can create a roadblock down the road. And that's what I experienced the first time I did this. So if you want to check out the energy healing practices that I've utilized, you can go check them out below. The physical support course is the one that I recommend the most, the place to start. But there are a few other ones, and I am just very blessed to be able to provide this work and these courses that have these energy healing available to those who are seeking that type of support and want to cleanse and clear their energy as in a way to additionally support their physical practices like this affirmation mindset magic marathon I'm doing. I love combining energetic and physical practices, and I'll be sharing more about my heavy metal detox in the upcoming week because that again plays into what's going on astrologically, and I'm sure the affirmations that are coming up are going to play into it somehow because there are no coincidences, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you all have a blessed week. You can check out all the resources down below. And if you feel called to, share it with someone who may benefit from this. And if you are joining me on this journey, comment down below. I would love to hear how you're doing. I would love to be your cheerleader. I love doing that stuff. And I also know that in you sharing, that also can support other people. Sharing truly is caring. So I hope you have a blessed week, and we'll see you in the next video.